Hello and welcome back to the JK podcast. This is episode 4. If you're new to the channel, new to our podcast, please like the video, share, and subscribe to our channel. We talk about sports over here, mainly basketball. So today we're going to talk about the 2 games that we had, and we're going to have our final predictions for the games tomorrow. Let's talk about the Heat and the Bucks. The Heat ended up winning the series 4-1, and they ended up winning today 103-94 without Giannis on the court. So, guys, I want to ask you this: Are the Heat a legit team? Are they an actual championship contender? Can they win it all this year? How far can they make it? Let's start with Jose, Mr. Miami Heat himself over there.
Yeah, I've been saying it all year. We are a championship contending team. I'm not saying we're going to win this year, but we definitely have a good shot. We took the Bucks 5 games. Even though Giannis got hurt, we were up 3-0 with him on the court. And the only thing that I'm concerned about when it comes to Miami is that we usually play good defense, but in our offense, sometimes we have some spurts where we just go 5 minutes straight without knocking down a single basket. That happened twice today. We went 4 minutes and a half without a basket. That could be a problem, but Tyler Hero is really stepping up. Kelly Olynyk is really stepping up too. Iguodala is playing great defense. Bam and Jimmy have to play better though. They kind of let me down today. This should have been a game that it could have been a blowout. But because honestly,
17-10-6 though.
He could, yeah, but he was not doing anything in the first half. And
True.
yeah, but look at Jimmy's stats though. He only took 6 shots. He only took 6 shots.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He got 17, 10, and 6.
Yeah, he has to be much more aggressive. And he wasn't even looking for the ball in the clutch. He's got to be better than that.
He had 5 turnovers too. That was
he had 5 turnovers. We had 20 turnovers this game. So we got to pick that up. Obviously, we're not beating any team having 20 turnovers in a game. The only reason we won is because, Giannis wasn't there. He defended Chris Middleton really well. But that's the only thing. The only thing that concerns me is Miami not knocking down shots. But I think the Celtics might make it out, although the Raptors could still survive. But if it's against the Celtics or the Raptors, I feel the Heat have a great chance to beat both of those teams. I think Milwaukee was the best team in the East, and we took them down. So I think we're more than capable of contending for a title this year.
Yeah. I'll follow you, Jose. I think the Heat are a legit team, a legit title contender team. And I don't think they'll win it this year, but they can for sure go to the finals this year. I think they're the best team in the East. I've been saying it all season. Even though they're the 5th seed, I've been saying it all season. Their defense is good. I think they're the deepest team as well.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler is, even though, some games like tonight, he plays a little passive. He's not really that aggressive, like you said, looking for the ball. But he impacts the game in so many ways. And he's such a good leader. Many people think he's not a good leader, but he's such a good leader. And he really drives the team to play defense and to play great defense. Jimmy Butler does a lot of little things on the court. And, the Heat don't need Jimmy Butler to go and drop 40 like he did game 1.
No.
The Heat have so many killers who can all give you anywhere between 17 to 20 points, 17 to 25 points on a consistent basis. They have 4 players at least that can do that on a nightly basis. I think this team is legit. I have this team coming out of the East. I think they're the best team in the East by far.
Yeah. Whoever says that the Heat are not title contenders is insane. The Heat definitely have a shot to make the finals, and they have a chance to win. It's all a matter of will they. I'm a Raptors fan, so I got the Raptors coming out of the East. But definitely the Heat certainly have a chance.
Yeah. Especially if we match up against the Lakers. Say the Lakers, I think we have a bigger shot than going against the Clippers, because the Clippers have a really deep team. And I think we kind of have a bit of the edge against the Lakers. We have a really deep team. We can go 10 down Lakers are not looking like they have much help, although Rondo was playing pretty well. But I think if we play the Lakers, we have a good chance of winning the title.
Honestly, I think the Heat are probably the best team in the East, but I wouldn't think the Celtics are too far behind from the Heat. I really do think. I know you guys, well, at least you, Jose, don't really believe the Celtics are there with the Heat, but I do. I do think so.
I mean, I know the Celtics are a good team.
Oh, but do you think they're right there with the Heat? I do. I think they're right there.
Heat will win in 6.
Nah, I could see it going either way, honestly. But I think Jason Tatum and Jimmy Butler are probably the 2 best players in the East right now. I think the Heat probably have a deeper roster, but the Celtics probably have the most upper end talent between the 2 teams. Like, for example, I think if you were to put, well, this is me because I believe Kemba Walker is better than Dragic, and you believe that Dragic is a better scorer and stuff like that. I think Kemba Walker is much better than Goran Dragic. I think Goran Dragic, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum.
Jaylen Brown is not better than Bam, for example. So
I think he is.
He's not.
I think Jaylen Brown is better than Bam.
He's
not.
He's not, bro.
I think
Bam is a way better defender. He's a great passing big.
Maybe not much better, but I think they're at least close. At least.
Mm-hmm. So I think like the Celtics are pretty like top heavy. Like they don't really have anybody coming out.
That's what I said. Yeah, I believe they have upper end talent, like at the top of their like pecking order. I guess you could say they have better talent than the Heat do at top, but the Heat are deeper. That's why I think it'll go either way, because I believe the Celtics have more players that'll actually like impose their will on the game. And they'll take over the game. I don't know, because Jimmy Butler, like we just talked about, Jimmy Butler sometimes just is too passive. Goran Dragic.
Yeah, but let's not act like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Kemba Walker ain't super inconsistent either.
Oh, but I don't think all 3 will be bad in the same game.
But you sometimes have one or 2 of them being bad in the same game.
What? The what? I didn't hear you.
We usually have 1 or 2 of them having bad games.
We've seen them already struggle, all 3 of them in the same game.
Like I'm saying, like between like the Celtics and the Heat, like their best players are comparable to each other, and then the Heat just have more depth after that.
The Celtics series ain't even over yet. What else are they gonna win?
I mean, technically, the Bucks were not a favorable matchup against the Heat. I believe in matchup wise, the Heat got a better matchup than the Celtics did against the Raptors. I think the Raptors are just struggling. Like they should have a.
I don't know. Man. The Bucks are a better team than the Raptors. I would say.
No, they are. I'm saying in terms of like matchup wise, I think the Heat got the what?
The Raptors match up better than Milwaukee to the Heat.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Raptors, and I believe they match up better. I'd say the Raptors match up better to the Celtics than the Bucks do to the Heat. That's why I think the Bucks series ended so much quicker because Giannis got injured, but it really doesn't matter because they lost 3 games when he was playing, and the only one that he did play when he got hurt, they won. So it doesn't really matter that he got hurt. But I think the Raptors match up better to the Celtics than the Bucks do to the Heat. So that's why I don't think that having the Celtics still playing means that they're not better than the Heat just because they have a more even matchup. I think the Celtics are very, very close to the Heat in terms of.
I don't know, like the thing about like the Raptors is like they only have like basically like 2 scorers, like Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet, and then Siakam. I mean, he's known to be like a scorer, but he's been struggling like in the playoffs. And when like Ibaka's like your best player coming off the bench to score, like Ibaka, like his whole career, he's never been known as a scorer. He's only like he averaged probably like 8 or 9 points on OKC. Same thing on the Magic. Like he's only just turned into like this is the first time he's ever really had a scoring role. And like I'm saying, like Miami has that.
I'm not saying that's the
bench player.
Huh?
The what?
I think Ibaka's a really good bench player.
Oh, he is. He should be starting for them.
But they
he's
have
not good enough to be a 6 man though. He's not good enough to be your 6 man to come in and score.
Yeah, like you need him as your 6 man.
Like the Raptors have 1 good bench player.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That's it.
No, but what I'm saying is like I believe the Raptors defense Well, at least that's what I thought. But before
On
the series
paper, but
started,
the way they're playing is trash.
no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Like the Raptors' defense before the series, that's what I thought. That maybe they were gonna win the series because I thought their defense was gonna carry them. But I guess we were all clowning, believing the Raptors were gonna win. But I thought the Raptors series favored. It was more even than the Bucks series, and it was pretty apparent. You know, but my prediction was that the Bucks were gonna beat the Heat only because I wanted to be wrong about Giannis. I was right, so the Heat won.
I mean, bro,
which is cool.
I don't know. I don't know about the
win.
matchup. Like
Yeah.
the Heat match up well against the Bucks.
Yeah.
Like it's not like we destroyed them either. Like the Bucks were the best team in the East, and we took them down. We took them down. Like we only won the games by like 5 points, and the second game could have gone either way. Like we just dominated them in the clutch, but I wouldn't say it was like a favorable matchup per se. Like I think we could take down the Celtics and the Raptors.
I mean, you didn't blow them out any game, but you won it. Like, realistically, you should have swept them. I would say that's dominating.
Look at the
just
Celtics.
Because you don't blow them out.
So if we're talking about the Celtics, like you got Kemba. I mean, you got Jason Tatum. You got Kemba. You got Jaylen Brown. You got Daniel Tice. You got Marcus Smart, but that's about it.
Also, Gordon Hayward's probably going to play against the Heat too, and Gordon Hayward's probably coming back for the.
If he plays, that's going to be a big boost.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Gordon Hayward is probably going to play. He was probably going to play for them.
Like if Chris Middleton can get one game.
He'll get what? Well, how many points?
He'll get his 12 points per game. That's it.
He'll probably average like 15 or 17.
Like, bro,
at least 15.
Miami Stars match up with Celtics Stars. Plus, we got Jay Crowder dropping 13 a game. We got
Jimmy Butler.
We got Tyler Hero dropping 15 a game, and both of them are shooting above 39% from three. We got Duncan Robinson, who's struggling, averaging 11 points per game and shooting 39% from three. Like, I don't see any way the Celtics. Plus, we're probably gonna use airplane mode against the Celtics. The only reason he didn't play is because he never plays against the Bucks. Like, I think we're deep. I don't think the Celtics have a chance against us.
I do. I believe the Celtics really do have a chance.
Who can defend Kemba Walker on the Heat? Because they gotta have guys, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Have you seen our defense? We play team defense. We're not gonna be playing man to man.
Kemba Walker's a one-on-one.
Yeah, but
we switch
Kemba
everything.
Walker's not Eric Bledsoe, bro. Like Kemba Walker's not gonna be shooting 2 of 12 and not gonna shoot well from the three. Like,
I mean, Kemba Walker's only gone off like one game in the entire playoffs.
But he's a threat.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's a much more threat than Eric Bledsoe, bro. Come on.
Okay.
Of course you're not scared. You're a Heat fan, bro. Of course you're not a fan. Yeah, afraid. Of course you're not.
Okay. Healthy Celtics, that's going to be a dangerous matchup. I still have Heat winning, but like that series going to 6 games at least.
Yeah, I think Heat in 6.
So wrapping this topic up real quick, we can all agree Heat are a championship contender. They're legit. They're legit to make it to the final this year. Okay.
Oh, they are.
Great.
Yeah, they are.
Switching to the next topic, let's talk about Giannis. Let's talk about what his future looks like in Milwaukee. Should Giannis stay in Milwaukee? Should Giannis leave Milwaukee?
Yeah.
They've been bounced out of the playoffs. He's been shut down in Milwaukee a couple times. He hasn't proven himself that many times in the playoffs. What does the future look like for Giannis? Kevin, how about we start with you on this one? Small Kev. Small Kev. Yeah, okay. Small Kev.
I mean, at least based off the last interview he did, it seems like he's going to stay. He said he wants to build some culture, some new continuity. Like I've been saying.
Is that the best thing for him, you think?
I think so.
I mean, as of now, yeah. Like, I mean, he has, like, what, 1 more year left on his contract. He can leave unless whatever. But, like, I still think, like, they're still a good team. Like,
yeah.
Like, especially if, like, say maybe, like, they still have, like, the pieces to sign or trade for, like, a pretty good all-star.
That's what they need.
Like I've been saying they need to get rid of Bledsoe for years. Like, I don't know why they kept him over what's his name? Brogdon.
Malcolm,
yeah. Like I don't know, Bledsoe's just like, I don't know, he's like Westbrook, but worse. It's like like Westbrook takes a lot of good shots, but like
not even close.
He's like Westbrook. Honestly, in terms of like spacing and stuff like that,
bro.
he's worse. And like,
those are
I mean,
just
obviously-
two names. Those are two names you put in a sentence. That's not even a good comparison.
And playoff.
I mean,
Bledsoe is
in terms of like having like a slashing starting point guard, I mean, like the closest thing I can think of.
I mean, you could have said Derrick Rose, and it would have been the same example. You could have said Derrick Rose, and he's a slashing point guard.
You could have
Just
said,
he's
"I want to
slashing
keep
doesn't make him
John
Russell Westbrook.
Wall."
I mean, but I don't know. I think Derrick Rose has more like offensive game than Bledsoe. But
I think Bledsoe's good, but he just struggles a lot in the playoffs. Like playoffs, Bledsoe is very hard to watch.
trash.
Yeah, so
like,
so kind of going back with the
Joker.
Giannis thing, I think he should. I think he should stay. He should stay at least 1 year, like Kevin said. He's still very young. They have a really good team. I think they were first seed in the East last year too, right? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they were they were a first seed this year too. So I mean, they have a great team. When Giannis went out, you could totally tell they have a lot of gritty players. Chris Middleton played really well last game. Didn't play as well this game, but of course, Miami was focusing solely on Chris Middleton. So I mean, I think the Bucks can only get better next season. Like, but they have to get rid of Eric Bledsoe. I agree. Eric Bledsoe can't shoot. He kind of stops their offense, and then he's trying to force plays by attacking the basket. Doesn't seem to work. So I mean, yeah, they should definitely make a trade or sign someone else because Eric Bledsoe's got to get out.
Yeah, and also I mean back to like the Bucks, like if the Bucks really think like Giannis is really just gonna leave, like they might as well just put like all the chips on the table and just trade for like a big name, like I was saying, like Chris Paul. Like I think that's the only guy that could probably like at least that fits on the team.
You can't do that. But if you trade for Chris Paul, and Giannis leaves you next year, you're stuck with Chris Paul and Middleton as your two best players getting paid $40 million a year.
No, but I mean, if, like,
I wouldn't say that.
Like if you like you gotta look at this like this is like your last opportunity. Like if Giannis leaves, the team. I mean,
I think
like you're just gonna
I think a better maybe trade. I think it may be a better trade target for them that is a little the same price range, sort of, that would probably do the same impact as maybe like CJ McCollum or something like that. I don't think trading for Chris Paul is not it for the Bucks. If you think he might leave you, I don't think Chris Paul is it for the Bucks.
I guess maybe CJ.
The thing is that with the types of problems that Giannis has, I don't think it's something that he's going to solve by leaving the team.
Yeah.
I think it's something that gets solved by him. It sounds ridiculous, but he has to be better.
I mean,
he has to be better.
No, I don't think it's ridiculous. He does have to be better.
I
don't think
he has to get better.
Two-time MVP has to be better. But he does. And he has a lot of room for improvement. That's the thing.
Two-time
He can just improve his free throws and develop some sort of post game. He immediately becomes much more dangerous in the playoffs.
Yeah, he has to develop a post game. I agree because
he doesn't even need the jumper. Just some post game.
Or a mid range. He doesn't necessarily need the three, but a mid range could be deadly. Could be like Anthony Davis, like mid range and some post moves. I mean, he'd be insane.
And I don't think it's ridiculous to think about because
if Giannis could get at least Joel Embiid type shooting, he'd be like fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember even LeBron after he lost to Dallas in 2011, he was working with Hakeem Olajuwon post game.
Yeah,
it's something that you can work on. So I think he can be better. He can.
In the great words of the great Kobe Bryant, his style of play does not work. He said that referring to James Harden, and I'm going to say that referring to Giannis. His style of play does not work for the playoffs to win you a championship.
Not as your main guy.
It's too one-dimensional.
Yeah.
It's too one-dimensional, and in the ways it kind of slows down the team a little bit. I think Giannis, like you guys, Javier, you were just saying, he needs to improve somewhere, whether it's his mid-range shot or whether it's his three-point shot. He has to improve it, and also he should. I know he's very ball dominant. If you're going to be ball dominant, you got to get a little bit better at playmaking and setting up your teammates. Giannis is really good at taking 2 steps and just flushing it down the rim. Now, going back to what Kevin was saying in the beginning a little bit, You're talking about they need to sign somebody or they need to get help, get rid of Bledsoe. I think someone who would fit perfectly in that system, who they could sign as a free agent this year. Javelito, you might not like this, but Fred VanVleet could be a great role to play for
They don't
Giannis
have
and
the
the
cap
Bucks.
for that though.
I mean,
They don't.
they're
They'd
better
have
than
to get rid
Bledsoe.
of
If they
their.
can get rid of Bledsoe, it's plausible.
Yeah, they can get rid of Bledsoe. I mean,
They'd have to free up a lot of cap though, because they have a lot of money already invested.
I mean, but also it's not going to break the bank. Like you're not going to be. I guess it's probably
you're not
better
going to be.
because you're not going to be paying him $40 million
Yeah.
for a year.
You're not gonna get a super.
Not
you-
yeah,
like, you-
that's fine, but
you
you
better
already there.
For 15 a year, 15 million a year, easy.
I think they need a.
Yeah, probably, but you already pay Lopez 12. You pay Middleton like 34. You pay Giannis like 30. You pay Bledsoe like another 14. Like they're already paying. They're already over the cap, so they don't get to sign a player over the mid-level exception. They only have like $5 million in wiggle room right now. So
Price and pieces.
I think Milwaukee just
but
needs to find a way to
if
get
you
it.
trade your piece, if you trade your pieces,
Bledsoe to make it work, honestly.
of course. But who's gonna take Bledsoe off you for no reason? Like who wants Bledsoe right now? You know, who's gonna try to help the Bucks and get rid of Bledsoe?
It's tough.
Like it sounds nice, but yeah, just get rid of Bledsoe. But who's gonna take him to do you the favor?
I mean, that's what I was thinking. OKC, because like, do they really want to compete next year? They got rid of Billy Donovan. Like, I don't know if they want to tank next year.
Okay, but if you're the Thunder, what do you get back for taking back Bledsoe and giving up Chris Paul? What do you get back?
I mean, I don't know like how much value Chris Paul has in today's NBA.
I think
Besides-
I think it's pretty good value. After what you just
I mean,
did.
unless like it's a team that really wants to win
Chris
now, like
Paul, what?
I think. What do you think the Bucks want to do? I think they want to win now. I think the Bucks.
that's what I'm saying. I think you have to get Chris Paul. You gotta assume this is the last year ever. That's what I say. You gotta go for Chris Paul.
I think
Okay.
it's gotta be a trade.
All right. Let's talk about the second game today. The Lakers and Rockets. Now that game was pretty close up until the fourth quarter. LeBron was unbelievable today. He played out of his mind. 35-year-old man. He's playing like the greatest basketball player right now in the NBA. So how impressed were you guys with LeBron and the Lakers today? How impressed are you? Big Kev, let's start with you.
I was pretty impressed with the Lakers' win. I'm glad they pulled it out. I was really surprised, and I will admit I'm surprised with Rondo's play the last two games. He's been playing really well. He's playing really he's being a pest on ball for Harden and Westbrook. Even though Harden and Westbrook are still getting theirs, they got like 32 points at least each today. You could very clearly see that Rondo's being a pest for them. He's playing really well. He's hitting his threes, which is a great sight to see. He hit all of his free throws today. They were only 2, but he hit them. I think Rondo, I'm really glad he's playing well. Kuzma had, I think, like 14 points today efficiently, so that's cool. He needs to get a little bit more, I would think, for the Lakers to win, comfortably. But AD shot like 67%, something like that today. That is exactly what he needs to do. Like, there's no reason for him not to average at least 30 points on at least 60% shooting against the Rockets. Like, there's no one on that team that should be able to stop him. LeBron is doing LeBron things. I'm not surprised at all. Everyone that doubts the Lakers, I always say the same thing. We have LeBron. Like, then don't ever count LeBron out. But I'm pleasant. Danny Green and KCP aren't doing nothing. They're doing nothing. I am sick and tired of watching them play. They are doing absolutely nothing. I'm glad Rondo is literally backpacking the role players right now because these two cannot do anything, bro. Nothing. And I don't know. I'm glad we won. I'm not exactly content in the way that we did it because, like I said last time, I'm not exactly sure that we should be relying on Rondo to secure our W's. But I'm glad that it's happening. But everyone else has to. Danny Green just gotta hit shots, man. He's open every time, and he missed a layup today, bro. He got an open layup in the fast break, and he missed it, bro. Like, what are you even doing on the court?
Yeah.
AD this is the second game in a row that AD saves him after a blown layup, bro. Like, come on. You got to at least hit a layup. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And KCP looks scared. I don't know what he's doing. He looks scared out there. And I'm glad that they made they. I don't know what KCP is doing, man. But the Lakers made the adjustment I
Westbrook is
suggested after
scary,
the
bro.
first game.
He's scaring KCP. He's scaring Danny.
Hall of Fame.
But the Lakers made the adjustment of not playing their big men, which is fantastic. JaVale McGee's only playing like 6 minutes per game, and Dwight Howard's not touching the court at all. Markieff Morris played a lot less today than he did last game, which is fine. We still won. But I'm glad that Markieff Morris only played like 9 minutes today. That's why I'm saying he played a little less than last game. I'm glad they made the adjustment. It is very clear that that's what they needed to do. And, I'm glad with the W, but I'm not exactly confident about it because I do believe the Rockets are better than what they were today. But, we got the W, so that's all I can.
I don't think they're better than that.
I think
today, bro. They kept hitting their threes. Westbrook was amazing today, especially in that first half. James Harden did his thing. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm super impressed by what the Lakers just did. I was impressed by Rondo's game. I didn't expect him to be this good, especially offensively. None of us expect him to drop 20 points again. That's obvious. But Rondo's going to do a lot of things for the Lakers, a lot of good things. He's a great defender. He's being a really good pest on James Harden. And his help defense is helping out AD and LeBron a lot, actually. And I really like the adjustment they made. The Lakers have made adjustments all year. That's why I said don't count the Lakers out. I still have them winning in 5. And Markieff Morris and Kyle Kuzma and Alex Caruso and all those guys, they didn't have like particularly amazing games, but they played really good defense. Like the Lakers were really rotating on defense. I saw Markieff Morris running from one side of the court to the other on defense. AD played all right in the first half. He picked it up in the second half. If the Lakers keep defending like this, I don't see the Rockets winning another game.
I think Rondo is very big for the Lakers. Like, if you look at LeBron's stat line, you normally see like 7, 8, 9, 10 assists. He only had 5 tonight.
Yeah.
The thing is that you saw at the end of the game, Rondo was the one bringing the ball up. That's normally Bron.
Yeah.
Rondo takes so much pressure off of LeBron's shoulders, like playmaking wise. And I think if Rondo can be productive in that role, he expands the Lakers game so much. And I think he can be a very important piece of that team.
Yeah. I'm glad that like LeBron is not really, at least this game, he wasn't really passing the ball. Because it kind of felt like to me like he was kind of like screw everybody else. Every time I pass the ball, you guys miss. I'm just going to take it on myself. Like, he came out really aggressive. And then also, of course, Rondo took more of the ball handling duties and whatever and setting up the other teammates. But I'm just glad to see LeBron, just attack the paint like this. Like today, like the Lakers, they just destroyed like Houston and like in the lane. Like they were just getting easy buckets next to the rim. I was really surprised that like Houston was just letting them just attack the rim. I guess I don't know why they were just too worried about guarding their shooters, but it's just like it was like an open lane every time. And it's like I don't even think they had like a block the whole day. So it was like ridiculous. Like
yeah.
I'm like there's just barbecue chicken down there. It's just getting to the lane all the time. And also like back to like what the Lakers defense that just completely shut down Houston like basically like in the last quarter.
The second half I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly that fourth quarter. It was their defense in that fourth quarter was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But even the third quarter, I think the Rockets only had 18 points in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So
I'm not how impressed am I with the Lakers? I'm not impressed with their offense. That's what I expect LeBron and AD to do. Like Kevin said, took the words right out of my mouth. It's barbecue chicken. It should be. It's that easy for LeBron. I expected him to do that from the start. LeBron today looked like 2018 playoff LeBron when he was with the Cavs carrying attacking. That's what he has to do against the Lakers. Against the Rockets. I'm sorry. I'm not impressed by that. I'm impressed by their defense. I'm impressed by LeBron at the end of the first half, chasing down Rockets fast break and stopping the fast break. I'm impressed by their defense in the fourth quarter. In the second half, mainly they held them to almost nothing. Really, it was really tough for the Rockets to get anything they wanted. If the Lakers keep playing like this series is over in 5. I had it in 6. It's over in 5. And I am impressed with Rondo. I think when Rondo and LeBron are on the court, they have the two smartest players on the court at all times. Yeah, LeBron's the smartest player, and then Rondo is right behind him. Yep. IQ basketball. So LeBron trusts him a lot, and LeBron's going to give him the ball. So I was more impressed with their defense than I was with their offense, and I was really impressed with Rondo.
Yeah.
The thing with Rondo is that Rondo opened up the game for LeBron. Like, I saw LeBron scoring in so many different ways tonight. I saw him posting up without the ball and calling for it, cutting back door. He doesn't do that on the regular when he's dominating the ball. So it just opens up more scoring opportunities for LeBron. So it's beneficial for everyone.
Yeah, he can be like more selfish. That's what I liked about it. Like,
I guess, yeah.
Like when the opposing center is 6'7", there's no reason LeBron shouldn't be averaging 40 points a game, especially in the playoffs. Like, him passing the ball to KCP or Danny Green is letting Houston off the hook for having a small lineup. Like, you just can't do that. Like, especially with a team that's small and fast, like, they just can get like a rebound and just throw it down the corner to score an easy layup. Like, when you're going to the hole, it's less likely to miss, especially when you're LeBron James. I'm like, I don't know why you're passing it to people that's just been, at least since the bubble started, just have been nothing but missing. Yeah. And also, like, again, like, guys stepped up, like Rondo. Kyle Kuzma had 14 points off the bench.
Yeah, really Kyle Kuzma, he stepped up. Even defensively, Kyle Kuzma played good defense.
Got a block at the end of the game. Pretty good.
Yeah. He was even rotating really well on defense. Like, I saw him switch on Jeff Green. Jeff Green attacked the basket. He stayed straight up. I usually don't see that from Kyle Kuzma. Like, he's always fouling or he's lost on defense, but he played really well. So I give props to Kyle Kuzma. Alex Caruso played good defense, and Markieff Morris played good defense too.
The thing I will say about the Lakers, at least in transition, is that usually whenever getting back on transition, whenever the Lakers don't get a foul call, usually at least one or two of their players is back complaining about whatever happened. Mm-hmm. And especially against the Rockets, you can't be doing that because the Rockets are literally dependent on, like, running after the rebound because they're all wing players. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like, for example, and also I saw an instance today, I think it was right before the half, at the buzzer, LeBron blocked whoever's shot. I don't remember who shot it. And Caruso, I think it was probably Rivers, and Caruso just looked at whatever LeBron just did in amazement and didn't go for the rebound. Like, okay, LeBron's doing all this defensive effort. He's blocking the shot. He's doing everything. But you got to secure the rebound. And Robert Covington grabbed the offensive board and put it up. It was late, but that could have cost us 2 points, And the Lakers, sometimes they just like are stuck just watching whatever's happening or complaining at the other end of the court. They just got to get back because the Rockets could kill them in fast break. And especially Westbrook, if he grabs the rebound and gets a full head of steam, he's probably going to score on a fast break. Mm-hmm. So they got to get back every possession, man, because LeBron, he tends to do that where he just stays back. But Danny Green's got to get back. Davis got to get back. Caruso got to get back. Everyone's got to get back. Kuzma. Like, you have to get back because everyone's going to cook you in transition if you don't. Everyone's a wing player. They're all going to cook them.
Yeah. And we talk about the Lakers, but I don't remember who said, I think it was Big Kevin that said that the Rockets can play much better than this, and I completely agree. I think I agree with that. The Rockets can be much better than this.
They can.
Outside of Russ and Harden, they can be much better.
They barely shot any threes tonight, too.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. And Covington only scored 10, and Eric Gordon scored 10. They only got a combined 20 points. They should have scored more at least. Yeah. Usually score 30 points combined at least, and they only got 20 today. So.
Real quick, let's talk about the predictions that we have for tomorrow. Who wins between the Boston and Toronto, and the Clippers and the Nuggets? Who wins?
Yeah, game 7.
Celtics.
I got Celtics. I think the Celtics win tomorrow, and the Clippers probably win again.
If playoff P shows up.
Yeah, I'm switching my pick. I'm going Celtics as well. I'm sticking with the Clippers.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Celtics, Clippers as well.
Both
Y'all
seeds.
might be
Yeah.
wrong.
The Nuggets had to win last game, man. They had to win last game, and they didn't. That was their chance. I think they're done.
Yeah, Nuggets are done. Yeah, that's over.
Raptors, Clippers.
They're done.
Raptors, Clippers.
All right, everybody.
We'll see.
Well,
Thanks for
I guess.
watching. It means a lot. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We have big news coming up soon, so stay tuned.
That's
See y'all
right.
later.